Hey gang, it's Dave Seeman coming to you from Inniscrome Golf Club in Avondale, Pennsylvania, and it's kind of late April. It's still a little cold out, but I figured that we needed to get some information to you. Now, today I've got a very, very special guest, and I want to introduce him now. Come on in here, Kenny. Kenny Knox. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Dave.
Now, Kenny is the master of the short game, and he. So who did you learn from?
Well, I had a lot of great mentors. Believe me, being on the PGA Tour. There's a lot of great players out there. I took a little bit from as many people as I could, but basically, Seve Ballesteros really helped me with a lot of the shots that I hit today, and what I've been teaching over the years, and you know, kind of refining those methods into my own beliefs and what works for me.
Well, I know getting the information that I've gotten from you has helped me considerably, and I can tell you, for those of you who need work on their short game, you got to go to his website, and that's KennyKnoxGolf.com.
That's correct.
So definitely go there. Now, the other thing, you've got some wedges, you got some putters. Tell me a little bit about the wedges.
Well, the wedges are designed actually in collaboration with Jose Maria Olazabal, who was the European Ryder Cup captain last year and won 2 Masters championships.
Pretty good golf.
But also, he was also a protege of Seve Ballesteros. And so, therefore, there's a connection there between Jose, myself, and then Seve, obviously being the mentor. So, we designed these wedges a little bit differently than wedges you normally see. Seve always taught me to roll off the bounce on the heel and then also on the toe there.
So you would grind them.
Yes.
You would get a wedge from a company that you were working affiliated with, and then you do some grinds.
That's right. But you have to learn how to grind them properly, otherwise you'll mess them up. And the key to this wedge is the fact that it's rolled off on the heel and the toe. That what that does is it raises the center of gravity from the bottom of the club all the way to the middle of the club. So therefore, when you hit a golf shot, the ball doesn't just roll up the face of the club.
Okay.
It stays on the club face longer, and so as a result, you're able to get better, more consistent golf shots that stop closer to the hole.
That's awesome. Now, the putter, you don't have one with it, but just describe quickly what the putter's like.
Well, the putters are just a good-looking putter that has a face technology that's superior to anything that I've seen on the market. We have 4 different lofts on the putter face, and so it accommodates anybody's putting stroke. We have higher loft at the top of the putter and lower loft at the bottom of the putter. You
don't order a putter with a certain loft. They're all built in. So depending on what kind of stroke you have, maybe you're descending a little bit, you got the perfect loft, or if you're ascending a little bit through the ball, you got the perfect loft.
It was designed to have the optimum launch angle of 2.5 degrees, which allows the golf ball to come off the face, land on the putting surface, and roll true, rather than coming off at 6 or 7 degrees and landing and bouncing.
Gotcha. Well, you can definitely check both of those clubs out on his website, but you know, we're going to give you a little bit of tip. Now, it's a little bit cool today, and I should probably be wearing a sweater, but I didn't want to clash. I've got something black too. But when you used to come into the spring tournaments on tour, what would be a good thing to tell our audience about how to practice? I mean,
right.
Let's say if you had an hour in a day to practice, how would you divide that up from a standpoint of full game to short game?
Well, most people come right out of their season, winter season, and start hitting drivers right off the bat.
I've seen that all the time.
We watched a guy yesterday just roll the balls out and tee the driver up and start swinging and didn't know what he was doing. So ideally what you want to do is learn how to score early.
Okay.
Get your scoring game in mode. So you really need to work really hard in your short game. Your chipping, your pitching, and your flop shots, and your sand bunker game, and also obviously your putting. But I would spend at least 50% of my time on the short game work, and then the other 50% on working on my golf swing and refining that.
So you're going to develop feel and some tempo, and I'll tell you, I think that's very, very important, especially going into the spring season. And I think it's a little bit easier on your body too, and don't get out there and just hitting the full shots right away. I always, you know, you and I both teach a lot of golf schools, and I always tell people, you know, warm up properly and start doing some exercising before you go out on the golf course. And it's very, very helpful to loosen you up. So, Kenny,
All right.
awesome having you here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And who knows, maybe we'll have another guest appearance from somebody soon. But Kenny's pretty good guest guy. So from Dave Seeman and Kenny Knox, take care.